What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of DBD Builds. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about the new perks and a couple of issues with the game currently. To start off, I'm going to talk about the new perks and the changes. Now, Behavior did a great job. They changed like 40 different perks. It's awesome. Some of the changes were good, some of the changes not so good, and some of the changes kind of don't really make sense. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start off by talking about the changes that I am not so happy with. So to kick things off, let's talk about Iron Will. I already know some of y'all are thinking it. So Iron Will used to mask your grunts of pain by 100%, which was awesome. They nerfed it. Now it's only 75%. But also, it doesn't work if you're exhausted. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. This perk is actually still decent. 75% is enough in a lot of situations. It's pretty much the same as what No Mither is, and I used to play No Mither and troll around a lot of times. And I noticed even when I was running No Mither, there would be times where the killer just couldn't hear my grunts of pain, or they had a bad headset, or who knows what happened. But there's a lot of times I was able to be sneaky and kind of hide without being found out. So my thing is, I still feel like they hit it a little too hard. Like, I wish they would have either A, kept it at 100%, but make it not activate when you're exhausted, or B, they can keep it at, 75%, but remove this little part about it making you exhausted after it's used. And my main reasoning for that is because it kind of ruins some synergies and good combos that you could have with Iron Will. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you know I'm a big fan of Lucky Break. And I love running away and disappearing. And there used to be the combo where you could use Lucky Break, overcome, get your speed, Lucky Break, no, don't leave any scratch marks, and then you have Iron Will, so you're not even making sounds, so you're really hard to track, and it's really easy to get away. You could still do something similar with Bite the Bullet and a med kit or self-care, get around a corner, start healing yourself, make yourself quiet that way. But it just sucks to see combos and synergies no longer working in the game, especially ones that used to work. Because I don't think that is ideal for this game. Ideally, you want your perks to synergize with other perks, and I guess they just really don't want you using Iron Will with any kind of exhaustion perk, which is what I'm assuming with this change. Which, if that's the route they want to go with this, then okay, I guess so, whatever. But, like I said, I don't like seeing perks reworked and changed in a way to where it ruins synergies and combos with other perks. Because right now, there's really not really any combo with Iron Will. I mean, it's just kind of like a perk there that you can run to kind of be a little quiet and get value out of it as long as you're not using an exhaustion perk. So that's like a perk that incentivizes you to not use other perks, which is bad. I don't think that's healthy or even fun. But anyways, that's all I'm going to say about Iron Will. But actually, even in this nerfed state, it's actually not horrible. I've used it in a couple builds, and it's actually still a decent perk. But like I said, the main issue is like the synergies and the combos that you can't really do with Iron Will anymore, which I think is like the, It was really cool that we had a perk that could make you, silent and stuff and sneaky. But now we just don't, which is like, okay, you're just killing off playstyles, whatever. Next perk I want to talk about is Spine Chill, guys. Where's it at? There it is. So Spine Chill, I don't really understand why they changed this perk. Like, it wasn't ever really, like, crazy broken. Like, sure, you could remove the vault speed. I agree with that change. Like, it doesn't make sense for it to give you the extra vault speed unless, the symbol is a cat. Cat's vault. Cats move quick, I guess. But besides that, like, okay, I get it. You don't want the extra vault speed. Sure. But here's the thing. Like, right now, it only activates if the killer has a direct line of sight on you, which I feel like is pointless in most situations, because if that's the case, you can typically see the killer, and then it's like, well, why am I even running Spine Chill? But not only that, guys, I've actually used this perk just to try it out, and it's really not working properly right now. Like, it's super janky. Like, I don't know if it's still working like the old Spine Chill. That might be a possibility. But I'm finding it going off at random times. I'm finding it going off when I know the killer's not looking at me. I know I'm undercover. It's still going off. And then the lingering part of it, where it lingers for 0.5 seconds, like that's just, it makes this perk feel just clunky, and it really throws me off, and it just doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know why they want it to linger versus being more real time. I'm not sure what the logic was behind this. If you know what they were thinking, then please leave a comment down here. But right now, this perk, it feels clunky, and it feels pretty much kind of pointless. Like, I don't know what direction are you going in with this perk, you know? And there's a lot of people, you know, like the deaf community, and there actually is a deaf community that plays this game that really liked Spine Chill because it would let them know when the killer was looking at them. So they could still play this game and have fun, and just because of this perk, which I thought was a great thing. So now they say they're looking into other methods for helping people with disabilities play this game without Spine Chill. And they added apparently some like degree of color to the perk to indicate the killer's terror radius, but I didn't even really notice the color changing, so I don't know if this is glitched or bugged right now. So if you guys know anything about that, let me know. But right now, I'm just like, I get it. It was a popular perk. They don't want people using popular perks, but like it didn't like break the game or make things unbalanced. So I don't see why they made this change, because now it's just like there's really no point in using this perk. It's just it's pointless at this point. Next change. Let's talk about Dark Sense, guys. Dark Sense used to activate after you finished a generator, and then it would let you see the killer's aura for, I think it was like 7 seconds at tier 3, or it's like 5 seconds. Then after the last gen, you get to see him for like 7 or 8 seconds. Now, when you finish a gen, you can see the killer's aura for 10 seconds when they're within 24 meters of you. And this perk is actually kind of awesome. There's a lot of potential for it. If you like playing a sneakier playstyle and like avoiding the killer, when the killer gets in your range, you can see where they're at. You can kite them appropriately, maybe even throw a little urban invasion in there. But the issue, I think, with this perk is that there is no actual noise indicator telling you when it activates. I think they should just put like a little ding, like just something subtle. It doesn't have to be crazy, just like a little ding, some kind of little sound that lets you know your perk activated. So that way you could actually, it would make sense, you know, Dark Sense. Then you could be like looking around, okay, where's the killer at? Granted, most times the killer's terror radius, you'll hear it within 24 meters. So that part might tell you that Dark Sense is activated, but my issue with this perk is that I've been using it, and it's supposed to go off pretty much 5 times a game per 5 gens. But a lot of times this perk gets activated without me realizing it because there's like no sound effect. And then some killers, you know, maybe they're stealth killers, or I don't know, maybe they have their terror radius shrunk with some perk or something weird like that, where I just have no idea that this perk activated, and I've lost all value from this perk. So I just wish, if you're listening to this, please just add a little sound indicator to let us know when this perk goes off, because that would just make this a solid, pretty awesome perk for stealthier players. Next perk I want to talk about, Calm Spirit. Where you at, Calm Spirit? Calm Spirit. Oh, there it is. So, still 100% reduction, as in you do not alert the crows or the woodland creatures. But now they added, and it still suppresses your urge to scream, so you don't scream, you don't disturb the wildlife on the maps. That's all cool. But then they added this new function. You open chests and you cleanse and you bless totems silently. If they added that to this perk, it would still be like, you know, maybe not so great a perk. It would be all right. But did they really have to do but at a 30% reduced speed? Like, I don't know, man. It's almost like they were so hesitant to give this perk anything, and they just literally were like, all right, we're going to let you cleanse / bless / open these chests quietly, but you have to do it even slower, which feels bad. I would almost rather open a chest, cleanse or bless a totem, and make the noise and just do it at the normal rate than doing it 30% slower. Especially if you're using boons and stuff. Like, this is going to take forever to silently boon a damn totem. Like, it just feels bad, man. It's like, come on. Like, you are almost about to make this perk like interesting and open up some new synergies, but then you had to slap on that 30% reduced speed, which now that gens take way longer is just almost not even worth it. Like, come on, you guys almost put this perk on the map. You were so close. Why did you have to do this? Why? Why? All I'm going to say about Calm Spirit. Next up, let's talk about Decisive Strike. Decisive Strike. I mean, I think if they just made it not activate when the end game started, like after the generators are done, Decisive Strike no longer works, I think that would have been fine. I don't know why they debuffed it from a 5-second stun to a 3-second stun, because it's 3 seconds. God, it's almost like pointless. Like, you could 3-second stun a killer and they catch you literally like in a couple seconds. It's like doesn't even stall you enough time to like get away from the killer properly. Now, my rationale and my thoughts are maybe they didn't want this to be like a super strong combo with Off the Record. And my counter argument to that would be like, Off the Record gives you 80 seconds to take an extra endurance hit. Like, Decisive Strike deactivates after 60 seconds. Like, in what universe does Off the Record proc, you get your endurance hit, and then you get down, and then you get picked up within a minute? Like, most of the time, guys, Off the Record will stall you enough time in chase that you'll at least survive for at least a minute, and then in that case, Decisive Strike wouldn't even be relevant. It would already be deactivated. Like, the only times I could see it being like super broken is if you like intentionally, like obviously, like try to take the Off the Record hit, try to go down and try to like ensure that the killer picks you up, or like maybe you run into a locker. But even then, like, that's so obvious, guys. Like, I don't know what kind of killer would be falling for that kind of trap. But it's just like Decisive Strike and Off the Record don't really synergize well. They're almost like counterintuitive. Like, if I'm running Off the Record, I don't really want to run Decisive Strike, so I'll probably get the time I need with Off the Record. And then vice versa. If I'm using Decisive Strike, I kind of want to get slugged and go down so I can use my Decisive Strike. You know, I kind of want to run into a locker. So I think I would like them to just keep this at the 5 seconds. It already has a hard skill check for you to do, so it's not easy for newer players to even use this perk. And then it would give a little bit more of meta diversity. You could either be Team Off the Record or Team Decisive Strike, and that would be awesome to have two different perks that kind of fill the same niche of trying to be anti-tunneling, you know? And the best part is, like, these perks, like, there are situations where they can work together, and I guess that would be really strong, but the odds of that happening, like, not really, man. It doesn't seem practical at all, because usually, like I said, with Off the Record and taking that free hit, like, it's going to be a while before you get down. You will most likely take longer than 60 seconds, and at that point, Decisive Strike's pretty much useless for you. And then the last perk I want to talk about, as far as like perks that I feel like they just didn't quite change right, is Botany. I just go back to the old Botany. 33% extra healing and 33% healing item efficiency. There was a lot more combos and synergies you could do. Like, one I used to use was the Ranger Medkit. I would add a gel dressing on, so that is enough charges for 3 full heals. And since it is 3 heals worth of charges, the 33% Botany efficiency would let me get 4 heals out of 1 Ranger Medkit, which was awesome. It was really cool to have a perk that you could synergize with items and like get more charges out of it. They buffed the speed from 33% to 50%, which at first was kind of exciting. I was kind of bummed that they got rid of the healing item efficiency, but a 50% increase to healing would have been just, fine. But then they went ahead and they added this debuff, 20% less healing item efficiency. And I'm not going to lie, it's annoying and it makes me not want to run this perk because I like to bring medkits with me. I don't like using self-care. I never have liked using self-care. I always felt like it took too long. Now it definitely takes way too long. But like, I feel like instead of so here's the thing, like if you run Botany, it just ruins everything. Like most of your medkits, like regular medkit, okay, you can't get a full heal out of this anymore. This medkit, you can still get a full heal out of it because it has excessive amounts of charges. But besides the yellow medkits, like green medkits, pointless. Ranger medkits, only like 1.5 heals. Like it really ruins the synergy of medkits. I get it, you're doing your heals 50% faster, but honestly, I would rather Botany just not work with medkits. Like, forget debuffing your medkits. Forget giving the speed boost to medkits. Just have it not work with medkits. And then I think this perk would be fine. 50% extra healing? Okay, that's kind of cool. It's kind of great to always be healing people 50% better. Or just go back to 32% and let it synergize with medkits. But right now, it's like, it's just, you heal a little quicker, and then you get punished for using medkits, and you can't even use half your medkits unless you just throw on an excessive amounts of add-ons, which is, it's not fun. It's not fun to have a perk that gives you a little something, but then, honestly, I feel like that penalty is excessive. Like, just don't make it synergize with medkits. That would just be my 2 cents on botany knowledge. Other than that, I don't want to bash them too hard. They've done a lot of great jobs on perks. Distortion is on the map. Where you at, Distortion? Actually, I don't own Distortion. But it used to only let you... It gave you like 3 tokens, and the killer couldn't read your aura 3 times, and then that was it. Distortion was done. But now you can actually get your tokens back by hiding within the killer's terror radius, which is awesome because it lets you just renew that perk. So Distortion's pretty good right now. I actually might end up picking up Jeff now just because I got the new Prime skin. And also, I actually want to use Distortion in a couple of builds. Deja Vu. Small change. You do the gens 5% faster on the affected gens. I like this change. It feels really good to do gens a little quicker. It feels really bad when the killer has thanatophobia and you're still doing them 0.5% slower. But I think this was a healthy change. Deja Vu is a pretty good feeling perk right now. I think it's all right. 5% gen speed. I think they did a pretty good job with this. The wild card in the room. Dead Hard. Guys, I kind of have a interesting relationship with Dead Hard. So I haven't been playing this game for years like many people. I started playing this game actually only a couple months ago. And at first, I wasn't really that into Dead Hard because I wasn't that good at the game. I didn't really know how to properly use it. But dude, I fell in love with this perk. And I only had like maybe 2 or 3 months with this perk before it got changed. And it felt like that, just, that amazing romantic summer fling that, it was just good and it was great. Then you had to go your separate ways, and that was that. That's literally how it felt with Dead Hard. It was a sweet ride, man. I get why they made the changes they made. I get it. And honestly, it's not really a bad perk now. It's still pretty good. It still gives you a second chance. It's really hard to use because there's only half second of endurance. So you have to be really skilled to get value out of this perk. So it's not for everybody. But it's more a good perk for, I guess, more skilled players, which is cool and all. But honestly, the main reason I like Dead Hard was it's just fun to dash. And I wish, Behavior, if you're listening, make a new perk that just lets you dash. Like, maybe remove the part about you not taking damage from the killer and being invulnerable, so you can't dash through traps. You can still get hit with hatchets if you're dashing, or range stuff. Or even if the killer's right on top of you and slugs you, you can't dash away in time. You'll still take the hit. But just give us a perk to dash. Like, I thought dashing for distance or like dashing to make a window was actually pretty fun. Maybe don't make you invulnerable, but I would like to see a little dash perk. But in general, I'm not really too mad about the Dead Hard perk. I think, I'm not really using it personally, but it's actually okay. Next perk they did a good job on. Lucky Break, guys. Oh my god. I'd never used this perk before the patch, and I wish I would have. Honestly, I would not have had fun with it. The main reason why this perk is good now is because you can get your chargers back by healing a teammate. Before, you would just have one go of Lucky Break. It would last 80 seconds, and then that was it, and you got no more Lucky Breaks for the rest of the match. Now, that's not the case anymore. You get 1 whole minute without leaving scratch marks, and then you can heal other people to get your charges back, which is badass, which means you can use it indefinitely a match, and that's really what you want to see with perks. Like Distortion, they let you use that multiple times. Lucky Break, you can use it multiple times now. These are healthy things for the game, and these make for some really, really fun builds. Excuse me, I need to take a little drink of water here. So yeah, man, Lucky Break, absolutely awesome. Love the changes they made to it. Lightweight, also super fun, guys. I've been running this perk with Fixated so I can see my scratch marks, and I'll even use it with Sprint Burst and stuff, and man, your scratch marks disappear so fast. and also they're spaced out, and sometimes they're erratically spaced out to where it's like you'll have one like right on the ground, and one will be on the wall on the left, and one will be on the wall on the right. It looks like it would be confusing to track you, and then they disappear so quick that you're not even worried about like running around on the map anymore. Like, super underrated. It is definitely hard to actually see how much value you get from it because you can't be in the killer's head. But I think this perk is just awesome and gives you a lot of value. Hope. The change to Hope was actually really good. I've been using it in a couple games. And it's nice. Where is Hope at? Oh, Hopey Hope. Alphabetical order, man. Come on, there it is. So this used to only give you 7% speed boost for 2 minutes, and then it would run out. And 2 minutes was kind of an okay amount of time. There'd be a lot of times where the games would go longer than 2 minutes, and then it's just kind of like, well, why did I even run this perk? Or it would activate, and it would die before you even had a chance to get value from it. Now, once the end game comes, you're just always moving 7% faster, and this is actually really beneficial. You can extend chases a bit longer. You can do some clutch plays, save your teammates, and still get out. Really fun perk, and it's really fun to just move 7% quicker in the end game, you know? I don't know if this stacks when you get unhooked. I'd imagine it does. And then you get unhooked, you're moving 14% faster. I haven't actually tested that, but if it does, then that's even more badass to help you with some clutch last-minute escapes. No One Left Behind. I think this perk is secretly good. 100% extra blood points for healing and unhooking survivors. That's been there. 50% bonus action speed, healing, and unhooking survivors. That's also been there. And 50% unhooking speed is really quick, guys. Now, they added, when you unhook a survivor, they'll get an extra 7% movements bonus for 10 seconds. So that's 14% movement speed for 5 seconds with the built-in borrowed time. And then an extra 5 seconds of still 7% movement speed. But also the aura of all other survivors is revealed to you in the end game. And that is huge, guys. Like, just throw this perk on any kind of normal build, and you'll just have these moments in the end games where you're just doing clutch plays. You're doing fast unhooks. You're saving your teammates. You're seeing where everybody's at, so you know when you need a 99 the gate. You know what everybody's doing. It really helps you a lot with getting the 4-man escape. I think this is a solid-ass perk. My only complaint is that now gens take way longer. It's definitely a lot harder to get to the end game and get value out of this perk, but on the games you do, it's badass. It's a fun-ass perk to run, and I think more people should use it. Off the record, I'm not even going to talk about off the record. Y'all already know this perk's good. It's pretty awesome right now. I don't think it's overpowered. I think it's just a great anti-tunneling perk. Love the changes they made to it. So that being said, guys, let's talk a little bit. I know this video is getting a little bit long and a little lengthy, so I'm going to try to finish up here, but I just want to talk about a couple experiences I have been having since the new patch. Now, Solo Survivor. I play Solo Survivor a lot. I've actually been making more friends online and starting to play more Survive with friends because playing solo has been frustrating. And I don't think it was this frustrating before the patch, but since the patch changed, gens just take a long-ass time, and I think people are just salty and rage-quitting, and everybody's mad that their Dead Hard got nerfed, and survivors are not happy with all these changes, and it really does feel like this patch is killer-sided. Now, to test this theory, I actually played a couple games as Killer. I'm not good at Killer, by the way. I've barely played any Killer. I probably have under 10 games on Killer total. But I played Killer 3 games, and all 3 of my games were... Dude, playing Killer felt so chill. Like, I was just chilling, was not stressed out at all. Like, when I play Survivor, sometimes I am stressed out. But when I played Killer, I was chilling. I was not even trying, and I'm a newbie killer. And I was dominating these people I was playing with. You know, maybe my Killer MMR is just really low, so I was playing against newbies. But even as a newbie killer against, like, noob survivors, like, I have not played Killer enough that I should just be dominating and smashing people. But I was absolutely smashing guys. And I wasn't even... Actually, I was using a little bit of an oppressive build. I think I was using a Jolt, Overcharge, Scourge Hook Pain Resonance, and I don't know, something else crazy. I already forgot. I don't even remember all the Killer perk names, but I was wrecking people easily. And it was because I just wanted to play it and make sure I wasn't completely biased. In 2 games, I like 4K'd them. I felt so bad I gave the last player the hatch each game because I'm like, oh my god, I'm just destroying these people. And then the 3rd game, I played against better survivors, definitely better. They were doing some really good moves. They were actually all using dead hard and taking the extra hits. And even then, they only got 3 gens done. They still had 2 gens left to go. And they still couldn't even get those 2 gens done. So I tried playing killer so I could have a open-minded view of the patch and the balance. But I definitely think it's a bit killer-sided right now. But I'm sure they'll fix it. Whatever. But I want to talk about the disconnects in solo queue. Like, so many games I play, the other players, somebody will rage quit, somebody will DC for some reason, somebody will have a bad start, or somebody, or like, no gens will get done in the first 5 minutes and then people just give up because the gens take so damn long and they are the most boring part of the game. I don't know why they made them longer. I'd rather the killers just, I don't know, have better ways to regress gens. I mean, I say that hesitantly because that also feels bad, but I mean, I don't know what the answer is. I'm not on the balance team. I just know longer gens are boring AF. And I think my solution to DCs is, why not make it to where if you DC, if somebody DCs within like the first 5 minutes of the game, just give all the other survivors a flat 33% generator repair boost. Hear me out. Why I think it's balanced is because you lost 1 player in a game that's balanced. I mean, I even say that hesitantly. Like, this game is already really, really hard to balance with all the killer diversity and perk diversity. But if 1 player DCs within the first 5 minutes, this game is so hard to win with only 3 survivors, especially with how long the gens take. Like, give survivors like a generator speed buff. So if each survivor gets a 33% boost to their repair speed, that would still be like 3 people working at the exact same pace of 4 people, which I don't think would be an issue because you're already down 1 man. You're down 2 hooks. I mean, that would actually, I think, make it a little bit more balanced and a little more fair. Like, don't punish the 3 people left in the lobby because 1 person DC'd and rage quit. I mean, other option would be if 1 person DCs, let everybody DC without getting penalized. That would be my second option. But the first option, I say, just give the survivors a 33% generator speed boost, and that's it. And that would be enough to probably like make it to where, the 3 survivors, if they played well, they could maybe still come out and win the game. But it sucks playing these games where 1 person gives up and then it kind of just ruins the game for everybody. My thoughts on it: the solo survivor experience. Camping. They haven't really done anything to change camping, and honestly, I've been lucky because I haven't really played a lot of campers lately. Just shooting out ideas since I'm kind of in that flow state right now. I would like to see some kind of survivor perk that discouraged camping. So, kinship. For example, this perk, when you're on the second hook state, the hook timer gets paused for 34 seconds if another survivor is within 16 meters of you. Lets you stall on the hook for like 34 extra seconds. That's pretty cool. It has some potential in coordinated balanced teams, whatever. But I would say give us a perk that's something similar to this. Like, when you're on the hook, if the killer's within like, I don't know, like a 16-meter radius of you, they get like, I'm just going to shoot out ideas right now. I don't know if this is balanced. I'm just throwing some stuff out. Do some kind of debuff on the killer, or some kind of buff for survivors. So like if the killer stays within like 16 meters of the hook for like, I don't know, 30 seconds, then give like the endurance status to any survivor coming in to rescue so they can take a hit and still rescue without getting like chainsawed by Bubba. Or just do something else like give the killer a speed debuff or like an attack debuff or something just to prevent like both players getting slugged getting off the hook, Like, just my thought. I think an anti-camping perk would be healthy for the game. But that being said, I get it. Camping, I guess, is a play style, whatever. If people want to camp, they can camp. But at least give us like something, if we hate getting camped, to at least fight back in some degree. And that, guys, is pretty much gonna sum it up, man. So those are my thoughts on the new patch, man. I want to just record this video, put it out there, see what you guys think. And if you got to the end of this video, I think I've been recording almost like half an hour now. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Leave a like, comment down below what you think about these new patch notes, and let me know what you guys think about everything I said in this video. Let me see your input. Let me see what y'all want to say. Love to hear from you. See y'all in the next one. DVD Builds, out!